Arsenal told Amadou Onana's price. That is the asking price, and Everton is really pushing hard to see to it that they really get a replacement for the player in the names of Amadou Onana. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the Football News Show, talking some transfers and obviously putting in some Nkuku stories. Injury is really disturbing him, as Arsenal really having hard time with the man himself, that is Gabriel Jesus. As far as the knee injury is concerned, it's the same thing, or it's the same applying to the side of Chelsea with Nkuku. And lastly, we are gonna really have to hint about a story of Gavi, who was really expected to spend a lot of time out, but it predicted that he might be back earlier. But that doesn't mean that this season he's gonna kick a ball again. He's not gonna kick a ball again, unless otherwise maybe Barcelona reach the finals of the Champions League. Smash the like button, comment and share. This is the 9th of January 2024, and we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum, and let's obviously get this going. Now, Ekrem Kona has come out and really said something about Amadou Onana, that Arsenal have checked the situation of Amadou Onana and are in talks to sign the Belgian. Arsenal are closing in on a verbal agreement with Everton's Belgian Amadou Onana on personal terms. Arsenal are continuing negotiations with Everton to sign the player. So, looks like Arsenal are really keeping a very big eye on this guy, and they want to sign him and bring him to the Emirates, because things are not going on well as planned at the Emirates, and a lot has to be done and fixed to see to it that Arsenal doesn't miss out onto a chance at least to win a Champions League or a Premier League, because as we speak right now, Arsenal is left in two Premier League titles, that is the Champions League and the Premier League. And I think if they strengthen wisely during the winter transfer window, they can obviously get players, or they can get themselves in a position of strength and really get to where they deserve to be. Liverpool is 5 points ahead of Arsenal, and they're waiting to see how everything is going to pan out as far as this is concerned. That is this is Amadou Onana. I'm sorry to call him Andrew Onana, because I support Man United, and Andrew Onana is the goalkeeper of Man United. So this is Amadou Onana, and today the Football Insider have gone ahead to put out a story that is gonna excite everyone, especially the Everton fans and Arsenal fans too, that Everton have set a £60 million asking price for Amadou Onana, with Arsenal looking to make a move for the 22-year-old midfielder. Now, when I was doing a story yesterday, I told you how much these people are really expecting. I told you it's in between 50 to 60 million pounds, right? And Arsenal might make it better and better and better if at all they can find a player they can offer to Everton. Yeah. I remember when Chelsea was signing this left back who goes by the names of Cucurella, they had to obviously send Colwill on loan to the side of Brighton, meaning that Arsenal can use the same tactic to look around the players they're really having and really say, all right, we are going to give you El Nini in the deal, because El Nini is surplus to requirement at Arsenal. Let's all admit. So if Arsenal really find a solution to do it that way, I think it will go ahead and obviously act in their favor as a side of Arsenal, and it will make Everton thinking easy to obviously get in this guy, because if you look at £60 million, it's really a huge amount of money. If you're having El Nini, if you're having El Nini playing that midfield, you can tell Everton, we are going to get you like £40 million and get you El Nini. I think El Nini will best operate in the team of Everton. In that midfield, they need a player like El Nini, And I don't know which other player Arsenal is really having at their disposal to obviously offer to Everton to get this deal up and running. But all I understand is that £60 million is really worth this guy, because when a player reaches a level, when teams like Man United, Chelsea, Newcastle, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man City, almost every big team in the world is looking at Amadou Onana, it shows you his quality and what he has to offer, for the game. Meaning that Arsenal, to win this race, they have to cough £60 million. And trust me, Arsenal have some money around to spend. They do. Arsenal do have some money to spend, but they are waiting to see how everything is going to pan out. As I've already told you that the midfield situation needs to be addressed. Then the most important positions for Arsenal are to get in either a left-sided center, a left-sided fullback, a left back, or a right back that really adds more to the attack of Arsenal. And they need to look at a player who can come in through and do the job of Bukayo Saka, because Saka's form is shrinking day in, day out. But for Amadou Onana, I would recommend he is coming in through at Arsenal, because the energy levels of Andrew Onana, as I told you yesterday, that they will help Odegaard to prevail in further positions of the pitch where he obviously benefits Arsenal better. But right now he works a lot. Imagine a midfield of Onana, Declan Rice, and Odegaard. That means Odegaard will be given the license to operate, up the pitch, and then this is who will obviously decide on who goes forward first and who is going to shield the back four. So those energy levels are needed in the midfield of Arsenal, and Amadou Onana to me is the right guy. £60 million to me is really great. And if at all he stays at Everton till the summer, right, he's gonna cost like 70 or 80 because the competition is going to be high. Remember, for Moise Caicedo in the January transfer window at £80 million, they would have gone ahead to really grasp that money. But because they thought that is Bloom, the owner of Brighton, went ahead to think down and contemplate on it with his entire board on the number of clubs that were interested in Caicedo, and got to know, all right, if Arsenal is willing to pay £80 million right now in the January transfer window, let's convince this guy to sign a 4-year contract. Let's get him a huge salary. After getting him on a huge salary, in the summer, we are going to obviously reap big. And they made a very huge harvest. Arsenal was in, Chelsea was in, Liverpool was in, Manchester United was in. The likes of Barcelona were in, but they never had the right money to obviously enter this deal. And at the end of it all, from £80 million, the player went for £115 million, meaning that more 36 million pounds were added. So it shows you that it was really important to note that a team like Brighton had to read the future. Now it depends on Everton. Everton has problems. How are they gonna really get out of the financial fair play problems? Because you might keep Onana, win very many games, and get relegated, because point deduction is gonna happen again if at all they don't ratify their books of accounts. So the situation at Everton is different from the situation at Brighton, because Brighton never had financial fair play problems, and they will never, because they get in players on a low cost and they sell them on a high. Even on Trossard, I think they got Trossard in for £9 million. They went ahead to sell Trossard for £27 million to Arsenal. So that is how good this side is. And I tell you, Everton are in problems, and they need £60 million this January transfer window. And when it comes in through, I see it coming in from Arsenal. And let's wait and see how this goes on. Fabrizio Romano is going to hate to put out a hint. I'm going to come out here and really let you know what he's going to hate to say about it. There is a story of Ivan Toney that you guys need to know about. Arsenal fans won't be happy about it, but it looks like certain things have gone ahead to turn around. But I know why they're turning around. Looks like Arsenal's interest is really decreasing in certain players. So that's it about Amadou Onana. £60 million price tag has been set. Now, yesterday we are given a hint about Nkuku. Nkuku having gone ahead to miss out on the game of the FA Cup via the weekend. Even today, he has been out. I think today he's also going to be out when they are playing Middlesbrough in the first semi-final of the Carabao Cup. What does that mean? It means that he is really facing a very huge setback in his injury. Pochettino has told us that he's not available for today. We have to be cautious. Hope it's not a long period. He's not training. He's recovering. It's not a big issue. It's not related with the previous injury. It's different from the problem. Smell issue in the hip. Now, we all know that managers have gone ahead to resort to a new system that they don't really speak out onto the injuries that are really affecting their players. You know, if he's having a knee problem, they'll tell you it's a hip issue. Because the moment they tell you that a player is having a problem in a certain position, all these opponents will come tackling into that position to see to it that they really get him off the field of play and make him discomfortable. Because if you're Nkuku and you've been out for close to 6 months without kicking the ball because of any injury, you'll fear when someone goes for your knee, you'll say, all right, let me not commit a lot. But if they lie, it really acts in the benefit of the player. And that's what Erik ten Hag is going to hit to do at the club of Man United. And I think even other managers are trying to adapt to it. But remember, the knee injury is really serious. Look at what is happening to Gabriel Jesus at the side of Arsenal. He has been there and he has gotten setbacks of the knee injury thrice ever since he got himself back from that injury he got. I think it was the 7th of December when they are playing into the World Cup that was in Qatar. So wait and see how this guy is going to recover, but it's really going to be hard for him to obviously make it to where he deserves to be. His recovery came up with a goal for Chelsea, but in that game they lost to Wolves by 3-2. But he kept pushing and he is really trying to get back. But even today, when they are playing in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, the lad is going to be out. He's out and he's not going to be considered. Now, there is a player who plays for Barcelona known as Gavi, who went ahead to get an ACL injury. I think was playing for the Spanish national team. I think it was the last outing for the international games, right? And he got an ACL injury, ruled out for minimum of 6 months, and we've been told that Gavi's injury is getting better than expected. He'll be fit by June. So, saying he'll be fit by June acts as a very huge advantage for the Spanish national team, not Barcelona. You know, Spanish national team will be playing in the Euros, and we know that the Euros start in the first week of June, meaning that if at all Gavi will be fit, then the national team manager will be the one to really get a lot from him. And we all believe that he's a very good player, and he has gone ahead obviously put in a very good shift there at his teenage age. But I really love the way he's fighting to get back. He can be one of those players that are really gonna return. And for Barcelona, you'd love to see it that he comes back, he plays in the Euros, such that by the time he rejoins the preseason of Barcelona, he's really having a very good goal. Because being out for 6 months without kicking the ball is really huge. I think they are going to be now 7, because I think he got an injury towards the end of November. So he has not yet gotten back. So it shows you exactly how bad it is. So he needs the Euros to get some minutes in his legs, but I don't know whether he'll be past fit by the national team manager. So guys, your thoughts on Arsenal told Amadou Onana's asking price or selling price are welcome in the comment section below. Do you think this guy is worth £60 million? Be realistic to yourself and tell me in the comment section below. What do you make about Nkuku out of the Middlesbrough game today? What a setback for him. And Gavi injury surprising many, as he is really rising rapidly to his fitness levels. I'm out. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. The Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and we out.